Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Thank you. Now enjoy the show. Hey, what it do, y'all? What's up, aunties and nuts and everybody else? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of RAEAREs Review, where me and my homegirl Erin gonna let y'all know about the What's Going Down episode of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Now, this is season 6, episode 5. Please help me welcome Erin to the stage. Come on, girl.
Hey, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
It's hump
Thank
day.
you for having me. Yep. Thank you for having me.
Of
Hope everybody enjoyed the episode.
I did. I thought it was quite humorous.
Yes.
It was funny to me. I liked it.
Yeah. Which was good because they did a lot of yelling.
Girl, okay. That's kind of, the running thing with these heifers. I mean, dang, Lisa, tone it down to like volume 4.
Yeah.
Do a volume 4. It's like just because you're loud doesn't mean you're right. Just, just saying. You can be loud and wrong. Ooh, I guess that's the bully tactic in her. But anyway, well, we don't really have one scene, wasn't it? I mean, it was just them down to the Shangri-La Wine Center thing called whatchamacallit. I don't recall them being anywhere else.
Angie and Heather had a FaceTime after. That's about it.
Did I put it in my notes, child?
Oh, or wait, maybe that was the sneak peek. Wait, I'm sorry. I've done that before. Maybe that was probably the sneak peek. They put out a sneak peek for next episode today, and I watched it. So I think that's probably where that is. Because
Yeah, the last scene was them at the table making fun of Jared and Bronwyn, sending him on his way on the phone.
Yeah. Okay. So sorry, that was the sneak peek. Yeah, there's just that one scene, and Whitney making my ear holes bleed.
Come on now, she got her name honest.
Yeah. Ooh. Don't sing. That's worse than Tamra.
I thought it was cute. I mean, she was just doing a little half of one, half of two, just a little something to get folks in the spirit of being kind and nice and sweet. They should have played Mariah Carey's Sugar Sweet.
They made
Kaylani and Shensia, or whatever her name, I think it's Shensia. That song bump.
They were trying to humiliate her because that was such a can't carry a tune. They were like, this is funny because it's so bad.
Did she make that up, or is that like a real song? I don't know.
I don't think
it's campy.
It was like a takeoff on like Home on the Range or some crap like that. Like one of those, like a Pioneer song or some crap. I'd have to go watch it again. I just sat there like, ooh, don't keep singing. Yeah, it was bad. I was not amused.
Well, she won't. Well, hopefully no one on this franchise will think of making a song like the other franchises. Everybody but Candy need to hush. Just saying. Hush. Hirsch.
Yeah, I mean, I know Luann has some kind of cheesy little song. Obviously, she has her cabaret, but I'm not exactly tuning in to Money Can't Buy You class for the sound quality.
Again, everybody but Candy Hirsch. And Shamia Hirsch. Because Shamia got some pipes. I heard her. Like, okay, Shamia. She got it. Oh, I forgot Drew too. Wait, it's a few ladies. I forgot just that quick. Okay, nobody on this franchise. Everybody on this franchise, Hirsch.
Yeah, that's safe to say.
Yeah, since we must keep it to SLC. Hell, um, girl, Whitney. Well, actually, the first scene was her talking with Justin about her plans, to get the ladies together. And that was like, well, he was like, well, good luck, boo. Because these heifers are
Yeah.
stuff. But anywho, diving right in, okay, so Whitney had the bright idea to get the ladies together for some healing, flowers, wine, and also for her to proclaim she is taking back who she, I don't want to say was, but who she is deep down inside. She has lost her way a little bit. So I think based off of her company failing, she's really taking her future. She sees her vision. She's taking it. She has a new perspective, so to speak. So she wants to be back to herself and how she was. Hence, why last episode she had Justin arrange for the poll to come back up. She's continuing in that mindset. Do you agree, or is that how you took it as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right even by saying, like, how she used to be, though, because she herself was saying that she, over the course of the past couple years, changed because of, the things that the negative what she perceived to be negative consequences for her being herself on the show. She brought up Justin losing his job and, and then the failure of her company and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I respect that she is reflective of these. I respect that she's on this side of the journey and
Mhm.
is trying to get back to what makes her feel good because she's right. Like, the whole reason that you are a successful housewife, the reason that you were on season 1 and everybody was kind of like, "Oh, firecracker," is you did have a pole in your room. You were proud of who you were. And, I never want to see you or your husband covered in mud, paint, body glitter, any kind of thing ever again. But if he was fired from his job for that, you know, what kind of conservative place were y'all in anyway? Because that goes against who you are as people too. So I respect her returning to authenticity. That's the only way to go.
Yes. Returning to authenticity.
Yep.
That's a great, great way to say that, to describe it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna keep that for future because
Good girl.
but I also feel like that's something that we do in our 40s. Don't you think? Like, we're like a lot of us. They call it a midlife crisis for some, and a lot of women they like hit the perimenopause age and they're like, I'm done with
Mm-hmm.
all your shit. And I'm not. I think Whitney's a little young for that. I think she might even be like late 30s. I think early 40s though. It could be whatever. She's
I
around that.
think she's.
What?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I just think actually, I'm like, maybe I need to look this up.
I was kind of thinking out loud. That's why you sound.
Yeah, no, she's 39. Okay.
Okay.
39. So she's about to hit the 40s. This is the time when you do it because this is when you
Mm-hmm.
go back to yourself, when you undo all of the crap that society has done to you to make you think you have to be a certain way in order to gain approval. But
Yeah.
in the course of that, you lose approval of yourself. And when you stop approving of your own self, that's when, the quality of life is like it needs to be worked on.
Yes, I see a lot of self-reflection with Whitney
Mm-hmm.
based off not necessarily what people think of her, but I think she's including maybe 10% of that into her self-reflection a little bit when she said how she was kind of ogled when people knew what was going on in her house, at the time of season one, where she was the talk of the town. So it
Right.
kind of built up her esteem just a little bit, because no matter what, every feminine, every feminine being, I should say, loves it when they're being talked about, but of course in a good way. A little attention never hurt nobody. So I think because of her and how staunch a conservative geographical area she's in, that may have also revved up her engine to do a little bit more than what she thought she could do, in my opinion. But
yeah. And I also think, these are a bunch of housewives. They love attention too.
that part. That part. Now she's getting all ready and dolled up and everything. So everybody is on their way to I believe it's a winery. I just forgot the name of it. And it's funny that everyone is arriving, and Mary, when she gets there, she makes a comment about why would Whitney pick this place, because the owner and the wife unalive themselves and it may have some bad juju or whatever. I'm like, Mary, girl, I thought don't worry about that. You Christian. Just plead the blood of Jesus. Pray everywhere you go. Maybe have some oil in your bag and just have a good time. Don't worry about that.
Mary's gonna point out the uncomfortable at any time. Any time.
Oh, I have so many notes, girl. What else I put in here?
But she's so funny when she's like, and the dog was never the same. I'm like, that is literally like the same delivery as, and that was recent because little girls don't have purses.
Okay. I had on here, don't forget the dog. That poor dog. Dog ain't never hurt nobody.
Oh, Mary. Mary.
That poor dog. Oh, Lord. Oh, some in my eye. Oh, my God. Oh, anyway. What else happened, child? What the fuck was Meredith wearing? I'm sorry. What in the denim doily hell was Meredith thinking?
That was just
is she trying to give Brown a run for her money? What was that?
Yes, she was. She was, but like those kinds of clothes cannot wear you. You must wear them. And the outfit, Meredith definitely felt like she was an accessory to the outfit.
And she's such a pretty lady. I love her dimple. She has a gorgeous face. She could probably do some. Was she a model? She could probably do some print work. She looks good. She's keeping up well, but girl, that fit wasn't it. I'm sorry. Girl. Go on with that.
Yeah.
Burn it. So Lisa, everybody, like I said, everybody's arriving. Lisa arrived and tell the man to keep the engine running. Like, what you got planned, Lisa? She just gonna dip in, read, and leave. What?
I was thinking the same thing. That was funny how she's like, keep the engine running. She just wants to say things like that. I mean, wait, what would she say? I'm gonna ride it like all the way to the finish, or like whatever she was talking about.
Girl, whatever she was talking.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Whatever.
She likes to have a catchphrase.
Oh, we got Richie B in the chat. She said Brooks dressed Meredith. Probably.
Yeah, but like Brooks has that boring like activewear in his clothing line, and then it's like all the pizzazz he put on his mom. A little too much pizzazz.
Girl, child. So they're all, getting a little acquainted. They are told by Whitney that a spiritual intuitive is coming. His name is Terrence. And now help me out.
Yeah.
Even though he is queer, is it a queer relative psychic, or it's just the fact that he's just queer and it has nothing to do with the psychic
Yeah.
part?
Yeah.
Okay, just
Yeah. I
I
know.
don't know.
Listen.
This is your territory. That's what I'm asking.
Well, and let me tell you, there are all kind. It's like somebody took the variety box of little mini cereals and put them all together in what
Mm.
spiritual people like to call each other. So no, it looks like he would just had a very strong queer identity, but what did he call himself? An intuitive counselor or something like that. It's like, he's basically a psychic who
Yeah,
looks like, and it looks like his main form or his tool, his modality is tarot cards.
got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Now
I
everybody,
can, but I was saying, but I could totally, here we go again. Let's use a spiritualist to exploit, to have a bit on the show, but at least he held his own all right. I'm not saying he sounded like mind blowing, but I think he definitely gave a legitimate kind of reading, what you could get, what would be worth your money.
yeah, he seemed legit to me. He didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hear anything, even though production tried to make it seem like how
Right. Yes.
production is.
Yes, boo production. All I gotta say is, like I said last time, Allison Dubois got you all. Thank you very much.
Got all y'all in chokehold.
For 20 years,
Where's she at?
baby. She's around. She is working with the Arizona police on unsolved murder murder
Oh,
cases. Yeah. She's still alive and kicking. David Yontif from Behind the Velvet Rope, shout out to that podcast. He's friends with her, and for a while there he was having her on frequently, I think, like
mm,
during the pandemic. So
yeah,
if you want to like hear her talk about that moment after Kyle and Mauricio announced their separation, she
yeah.
says it on his podcast. She talks about it.
I know that's right, girl.
The best long form gotcha like ever.
Yeah, because it was just so spot on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, girl, And how often do we have psychics on these shows? Of course, we're going to remember those that, came before. So,
Well, she
yeah,
was
girl.
so like they tried to cut her as so obnoxious, and if you hear her talk about the evening, Camille Grammer really kind of set her up to be the butt of the joke, and she kind of caught on quickly, which is why it unraveled the way that it did. But they have her yelling with that e-cigarette and the martini, right? And everybody thought she was just a jerk. Your husband will never emotionally fulfill you. And then, sure enough,
Girl, shit.
enough,
Thank
right? I love it, iconic. I love it. I love it when something comes back around and knocks you on your booty.
the clown came back to bite.
Yes.
In the words of Monique.
Anyway, I digress. So yeah, they're having a reading.
So they're having some interesting hors d'oeuvres. Me personally, I just got into raw sushi, certain kinds. And I like a good, tuna. I Even though the salmon was smoked, it was still in the form of, so I appreciate it. But Mary didn't. Mary asked if it was tartar, but she was told by her castmates, no, it's smoked. I think Heather told her. And she's like, no, she said it's tartar, so I'm gonna go ahead and eat this cheese. Thank you. I don't blame Mary. Don't be trying to tell me something ain't what it is and get me all caught up and choked up. Listen, they think they need to if they don't know, I know, but they need to know. Don't mess with Mary. Just give her the truth, and she'll roll with it. You see, she's participating, so just let Mary know what's really going on. So there won't be no angst amongst the group.
I love salmon, so if it were sushi, tartar, any of that, I would have been down. Only thing I hate is dill, so don't put any dill with it.
Oh, I like dill and tuna. Cooked tuna.
Yeah, no, I'm very weird about like I really can't stand anise or like yeah, and dill. Anyway, I'm a weirdo about the herbs. I love cilantro. I'm totally fine with parsley, basil, but dill, oh no. So I feel you, Mary. Don't give me no flavors I don't want.
Okay. What else happened on my notes, child? So we got Angie talking about she's selling her house, like we were talking about earlier, listed for 200 days. Brittany's like, girl, why didn't you come to me? You know I sell houses. And Andrew's like, well, my friend, my girlfriend's babysitter's best friend's mama's cheerleading cousin that I've known for 15 years is also, somebody close to the family. So we're gonna go ahead and use her. And plus, I'm still getting to know you. So Brittany starts to read her house for filth and just acknowledges, girl, this is the price way too high. And then here come Lisa and then chiming in because they're all giving the hierarchy of more prevalent neighborhoods as, oh, it's this, and it's this, and it's this, and then it's this. Like, girl, what?
You know what? No, please, go ahead.
No, I'm just like,
well, no, after what just happened at Wendy Osefo's house, I don't, y'all need to stop bragging about who lives in the most expensive housing tract.
Girl.
Just keep it to yourself. But it just speaks to how much y'all are trying to front with one another. I personally, if I like my own house and I like my neighborhood, I don't give a crap. That, like I have to like it the best. Being the wealthiest area doesn't make me necessarily like it the best.
Girl, hello. In the words of MC Breed, ain't no future in your fronting.
Yep.
Pretty much that's what Lisa was trying to convey all scene long regarding Angie. Talking about you can't afford it anyway. Angie had to throw out her credit card. I mean, it was just so much going on in this episode, child.
And soup. Where the hell they get soup? Yep.
I'm just like, it was just arguing after arguing after arguing. It's like Brittany and Angie arguing, then Jared calling every 3 minutes, and then everybody's like, oh my God. It was apparently Brittany was supposed to be on a 30-day hiatus, flashing back to her and Whitney's conversation when she was undecisive about whether or not she should fix her relationship with her daughter or fix her relationship with Jared. We're like, you were really debating that? Bitch?
I was like, that girl is, you could tell when Whitney was trying to shake her on camera, she was not going to do it. There was no that was the most disingenuous, yeah, I mean it. No, you don't. We can all tell. You have been choosing a man over your daughters this whole time just because Whitney's trying to be like, mouthed you, bitch, you're on camera saying this kind of stuff. You don't care. I didn't believe she was going to stay away from him for 30 minutes.
Girl, what is going on?
But I mean, Brittany, I would just like you to know, if I met you, I would not use you as my real estate agent as how you come off. I'm not saying she's stupid because, as I told you off camera when we were talking, I do think that Brittany's not totally stupid. Like the way she kind of like confidently came at Angie about some of her housing choices showed that, she has obviously some real estate acumen. But the way that she like, why didn't you use me? Why would she, Brittany? Anyway.
She's so gullible.
Yes. Yeah, it's annoying.
Because what's this season episode 5? If it was in episode 2, Whitney told this heifer, yeah, Jared was introducing me to his women friends and down to the gym. He don't look like he working out. He's scoping the place out. He at the restaurant next door where all the gym rats go and get some refuel, and he's just bobbing and weaving with these different women. Now this fool is over at Justin's house trying to get camera time.
He's such a jabroni.
Girl.
Like a douche canoe, a jabroni, a jamoke.
We're going to come up with a perfect name for him before this season's over.
A bichacho, like all the...
Any language will do.
The hokey doke names that you give a dude that just like has an extra level of like schlemiel attached to their slimery.
Oh
no, he went over there. No, he knew he was going on camera to have a scene with Justin. He knew that. He literally went on camera and said, I'm going to make this woman look like she's just using me for my money. You have got, wow. And you want her to stay with you. Why? If you feel like that, why are you with her?
But I dished out this amount and that amount. You supposed to.
You piece of crap.
You supposed to. How about that?
And you also like break up with her every 2 seconds, and you hit up Mary in the DMs, you weirdo. Like
I was just thinking that he was trying to get with Mary in the DM last year. Like, girl,
you have screws loose, and this is what you want to say about her on camera. Why are you engaged then? God, they both look dumb as hell. If you watch and listening, because I know you both are. You both are stupid. Seriously, you did neither one of yourselves any favors by the way that you all conduct yourselves in a relationship on camera. And you're not even talking to your daughters for this douche canoe. Get out of here.
And just to play a little devil's ad, if they were conspiring just to be on TV, weaponizing her daughter's pain is not it.
Yeah,
because I'm always thinking Brittany is thirsty AF, and so is Jared, and she really wants to be on TV, but more so a housewife. But he just wants to have some notoriety because of who his family is, and he probably has the notion that he can carry the torch of entertainment value. He seems that type, in my opinion. Because he gets so much, play and favor because folks up there love him because of his last name.
You took what I was gonna say right out of my mouth, because I was gonna say either that or he's using it for women, but you're right, they go hand in hand. And did you notice he went on camera to trash her by bragging about all the money he dropped on her? He is looking for the DMs to fill, baby.
That part.
He is like, let me find some more willing Marys.
See, this is why aunties and uncles is important in y'all's life. We are just like how the middle class is the backbone of this country. We are the backbone of we ain't too old, and we've been there, done that to help raise up the youth. We are here to help, not to hurt. And that's why we give good sound advice. We have great judgment, generally speaking. And for the most part, we can rat out the bullshit. Like Jared. Either way, he ain't no good.
No. What? And oh my God, he just
poser.
No wonder she cried. But like, why are you surprised? Why are you surprised? Like, it's just comical at this point, but my God, it was pathetic. It was like, I see why these women are absolutely annoyed with you because of like, oh, anyway, she's one of, we all know one of those women, everybody, aunties and uncles, don't we? We all know one of those women that are so stuck on stupid and they're so on and off, and the relationship is so toxic that you don't even want to hear it anymore because they are not willing to at least be honest and go, yeah, I'm in a crappy relationship. I shouldn't be in it, but I can't let it go. They give you all these justifiable reasons, right? Well, I just couldn't let go because I thought, maybe if like we gave it another try, we would do better. No, it's not going to be any better. Stop talking about it like there's hope. This is what it is, and it's pathetic.
I'm just shaking
Like,
my head.
it's just, I mean, I'm sorry, but if you're going to go to one of my castmates' house and you're going to dog me out to make it look like you're dropping money, you poor man's Osmond, while I'm the one that's getting paid to be on this show and having a trajectory and all that, you don't want to ride my coattails. You can't even not disparage me on camera. You can suck my metaphorical, you know what. Bye. Mm-mm.
Girl, I was thinking all the different names popping into my head, but whatever. Um, so pretty much that kind of ushered in some of the mess because soon after Meredith felt it prudent
Oh,
to
yeah.
ask Lisa about the negative rumors that she may have said, according to Angie. And that's when it really started because Lisa's like, oh, so where'd you get that from? And look right at Angie. Angie's looking at her like, bitch, you know where she got it from. Like, ooh, it's going down. It's about to go do because Angie don't stop, and Lisa just gets loud and just it will. Lord,
You're right. Neither one of them back down. That's the problem. It just degrades and then they both get real stunty and it gets madness.
you know
Yeah.
what they remind me of?
Hmm.
Two dogs at the park with some who both need some act right. You gotta separate them, but you gotta be careful.
Right. Right. Yes, that's true. Them
Either
little nippy chihuahuas.
no, probably some a Great Dane and a Doberman.
You giving them a lot of credit. I think they're both somewhat on the performative side when it comes to being, like,
I think Angie's real performative. I
oh
saw
my
that in
God.
her first season as Jen Shaw's friend.
She walked in with that bin and hid it under the table. They made sure they showed that. I was like, when I first saw her do it, I'm like, what did she bring? And OMG, she's just like Adriana on Real Housewives of Miami,
Yes.
bringing stupid stunt. Like, it's too much. And then when they try to pull it off, and like it doesn't quite work because it's like, you plan this out. It's like Drew and the dog biscuits and that kind of crap. Like, come on.
Kim and the bunny.
Thank you. Oh my God. Kim and the bunny was funny. I will say she's the one that kind of was able to pull it off, but you're right.
Kim and the
She
bunny was funny.
she was the ringleader of I'm gonna I'm gonna think about this insult and like, lay it on you on camera.
I mean, it was still wrapped in the plastic. It didn't
Yep.
even look like it was touched. It was just sitting on a. Now she probably did get a little Windex and wipe the dust off for the outside, but she kept it, good enough for her to gift to somebody else. Same thing with Angie. She just kept it all together. Here's all the things, girl. Why would you bring this? All the things that Lisa brought you and your family, your daughter as keepsakes on as a tit for damn tat because Lisa sent her assistant over to get all of that hair product that wasn't selling. Well, if it ain't selling, I might as well get it. To be honest, just saying.
Angie would have looked, once again, this goes to Kenya, this goes to Gretchen. If you're being attacked by someone who's being over the top, if you remain calm or you don't pull your own stunts, you look like the better person.
Yep.
And if she had gone to that wine tasting event and calmly been like, I thought we were fine, and then you came with your assistant and you sent me a nasty text and $600, then we could talk about how Lisa wasn't willing to bury the hatchet, and instead you look like then they all pile back on you for attacking her kid, which she really didn't, and I think everybody needs to
Right.
calm it down a notch. She just said, why aren't you promoting your son's brand? And I get it, like it's in the weird world of something she probably shouldn't have maybe brought up, because I don't know, maybe the son is like was on the very small chance he was offended to hear that they weren't pushing it or whatever. I don't know. But bringing back all the gifts, including some weird horse toy or whatever. I mean, after you throw all the credit cards, get out of here. It's too much. Too much.
It is too much.
It's silly.
I can see how that may be an involuntary insult to the kid because his so-called name was on the product, and but it was definitely not towards the cheering. It's to the parent. It's an insult to the parent.
Yeah.
It was just a little more trifling. And first of all, where was the $600? Was that in the Tupperware too, or did you keep that part, Angie? Did you keep the
I know
600?
she didn't mention that. She didn't even mention that. That was funny. That's true.
She kept the 6.
I mean, the money, like in a way, kind of softened the blow a little bit, but Angie wasn't there to make Lisa look any better.
And just to be clear, Lisa did categorically deny any wrongdoing against Meredith, even when they were on the outs, as Angie claimed all this happened. No, Lisa refuted all of that and said, no, I did not, I would not, and I will not. And then Andrew's like, she lying, she told me, that's why I don't lie. Then they're going back and forth. You are a liar. No, you're a liar. And then Lisa started going into her business. That's when the credit cards came out, because Lisa said the credit cards ain't real, or the credit cards ain't in their name, and Lisa's Amex getting paid by somebody else. No, your Amex getting paid. I'm like, everybody's like, what?
And who cares if somebody else paid for their trip and then she paid them back? I really don't like that. What? She paid off a debt? Like, I don't even wow. Oh, burn. I mean, maybe I get what they're insinuating. I'm not stupid, but I'm just looking at her go, you went on a trip and someone said, somebody paid for it and you paid them back. And how, I mean, where's the salaciousness of that? They were paid back. If she didn't pay them back, then maybe I'd give a crap. But even then,
it just sounds so unnecessary to argue about. But I don't know if it, again, the different cultures do have different perceptions or values on things. So I don't know if that has something to do with a value system that they all live by, and it's shameful in some way or another. I don't know. I'm just trying to make sense of it. I just don't see it. Who cares? Like, okay, so I brush my teeth before I eat, but you rather brush your teeth after you eat. That's what it sounds like to me.
Truly, yes. As my father would say, you're picking the fly shit out of the pepper. But I think what it kind of on the higher level is that both of these women used to be they used to be good friends.
Yeah.
And somewhere along the way, they kind of hurt each other's feelings, and now they're up for tearing each other down.
Girl,
it's like I'm gonna find whatever, because I don't even think they realize it, but I think subconsciously they want to fight each other. Like, I think there's something about the explosive way both of them get react and kind of get dysregulated in their nervous system. They get super emotional and shouty. I think there's something in both of them that wants to yell at someone, wants to
Well,
like almost have a bully that they can defend themselves against.
funny you say that. I can see that from this episode, given that Angie's trying to sell her house and can't, and
Yep.
she's trying to purchase something else. Maybe there's another factor in that, but that alone can cause, some angst or some pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Also, when what's her name? Lisa had her reading, uh Terrence picked up right away that her and her man got some issues. And there's some footages of them going back and forth about how they're raising their kids. And pretty much Lisa listens or follows what her man, what's his name? John. No, she lets him lead, but she's really, strong about some things within their family dynamic. I think it has something to do with when her son comes back from his mission
Right.
and how she would like to structure. Again, this boy, why I keep forgetting they do run their households different. It's their culture, that this boy is grown enough to tell you where he wants to be, but she's trying to make it so that he can be in the house more. John is like, well, let the boy fly, and she not in agreement with it. So, it's like, it seems like it's a lot of tug of war going on between her and her husband John, not just on that, but just some back and forth. So I can see why they may be, what is that word? So with a P, projecting
Mm.
the other, their stressors on that onto each other, because it's easier. Well, I got you, bitch. So here you go. I'm gonna insult you, and I'm gonna talk about your credit cards, and I'm gonna.
Yes.
Could be. I don't
You
know.
you asked what his name was, and I thought Bland Man.
Girl. For
Melba
some
Toast.
reason, every time I see him, I remember how SpongeBob looked when he got dried out.
Ah! Oh, that was funny.
That pops into my brain every time I see her man. I remember when SpongeBob got dried out, child.
Oh my God, that's funny. Yeah, isn't
Mhm.
that interesting? I mean, I will say this. I can understand why Lisa has not shared any of that with the group, because Lisa has kind of been like, everyone's had an issue with her like since the
Mhm.
season started. So, she's definitely been on the defense. Um, so I can't blame her for not sharing that. But also
Yeah.
too, I mean, she has come out swinging and being a lot. So,
Mhm.
you know,
Mhm.
it was interesting to learn that today, or this episode, that it maybe explains a little bit why she might be acting more Lisa than usual.
So, Meredith pretty much had the answer. She just enjoyed the ping pong of her neck going over here, that there, meaning Angie and Lisa, because soon after Lisa told her no, it was just Angie and Lisa for pretty much the rest of the episode, child.
Yep.
And everybody tried to step in. What did Heather say? Heather, again, everybody trying to chime in and try and calm these ladies down, because everybody like, it ain't that deep. But apparently they want to get the best of each other and, make the best insults. Again, Angie's performative, so she's going to keep going. And Lisa just wants to be loud because she figures being loud will have her win the argument. Both of them trifling.
Yes. Yeah. I do get that Angie doesn't want to back down to Lisa because, she doesn't feel like, like she doesn't want to be bullied, and Lisa is kind
Mm-hmm.
of a steamroller and has been every season. But like, I think all the ladies went through trying different tactics to get one of them to de-escalate, and Angie is way worse at like not doing that. It's like she's just can't like not say something stupid after she agreed. You know, like it's kind of like, yeah, it was a hot mess. The two of them don't want to be friends.
And then they pulled a Gretchen. You don't want me to tell the real tea what I got on you, bitch. Both of them pretty much was at that point, y'all. Okay, for y'all, those who didn't watch, it got so ugly. Like, listen, friends don't rat each other out. Whatever we know about each other, we supposed to take that to the GRAVE. That's it. That's all. It ain't nobody between us and the lamppost. Us and the lamppost. Not just because we're arguing now, you want to start airing out dirty laundry because that'll just take it to a whole nother level. They don't want to do that.
That's where they get to be like Tamra and like other people, where you go past the point of no return. You know? Like you go past, oh, we fight and then we resolve it like we do on the show. No, I mean, if you tell my deep dark secrets, we don't get past it. Like we fight again next season because you're turning into my mortal enemy, not my friend.
And it just may be on site. It all depends on what you
mm-hmm.
Just saying.
Yep.
It might be on site. Because, you know, violation's a violation. Now.
Yep. I definitely appreciated what John said to Jared. That was funny. I think and the way that remember how Bronwyn was like, she's putting you on a hiatus, bye. You know what I mean? Like, she was like totally. Sorry, I was jumping back. I was trying to think of like who was kind of staying out of things, and it was Bronwyn. Bronwyn kind of was unscathed this episode because she was like, I'm just gonna let Angie fight Lisa.
Girl, and it's funny how they're arguing back and forth, and then the lady that worked there, would anybody like some more wine? It was like, girl, you take the bottle away. No weapons formed. No weapons formed, please. Let's want to talk about the readings that they got.
Sure.
Let me see here. Who was first? That was my notes, child.
It was Brittany, because Brittany was crying.
Thank you. So it was pretty much what we were talking about. You know, he mentioned Terrence, that is the spiritual intuitive, mentioned that she has some angst going on, and her decision maker is flawed. That's how I took it. It was right, spot on. Then she said, wow, how did you know? And then production got real messy and flashed back to some scenes from last year and pretty much trying to call him out as fraudulent because all the clips were of what he was relative to what Terrence told her, insinuating that he just looked at the footages or watched the show, and now he's reading her what he saw on the show. Production, come on now.
They can't help themselves. I told you, these spiritual situations, they are using it for a bit. They're either going to super duper humiliate somebody because they're a whack job, or that, you know, nobody leaves unscathed, I'm telling you. And I'm not even saying that, like, I wasn't looking to see if he was saying anything he could have easily gotten from watching the shows or whatever. But, like, also, too, especially if the person is, like, doing it for a living, which it looks like Terrence is, let me tell you something. They aren't just watching old episodes of Housewives to get these ladies. They are actually, like, intuitives that are working with tarot cards, working with clients. Like, you know, like, let's not boil this man down to, oh, he could have seen it on the show. But at the same time, like, what he was telling her was not earth-shattering. But that was only the clip. So what was funniest to me about the readings, to be honest with you, is the dumbass is walking in and out of the, like, you know, Angie had to go get her bin. while
Oh,
Bronwyn, I
geez.
think, was having a very emotional reading about her mother's
Right.
health, which I will say, her father died right after filming season 6.
Mm,
So him talking about, health issues and parents and stuff, like, that was going down.
mm. So next we have Bronwyn. Speaking of her, he reads her next. And this is where she is listening to not some great news about her mother,
Mhm.
mostly in that he's pretty much, to me, it sounded like he was advising her to pay attention to her medical condition. I think he said he put out a card and he said brain or mind or something like that.
Mhm.
And she said, yeah, she's been having, some struggles in that area and whatnot.
She had a
And
brain tumor.
thank you. I had it right
Yeah.
here too, tumor.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
Um, but just how she was listening because she felt what Terrence was telling her was hitting home, especially when he says, make every moment count at this moment, at this time.
Yeah.
You know, strangely, I didn't take it as though her her time was almost up. I took that as fixing the angst between them because of what transpired in that conversation from last week's episode.
Oh, Lord. Yeah.
Because I think I said then they got some fixing to do in that the mom seems like she still has it out for Bronwyn because her life didn't go in the direction it did based off of her granddaughter being here. So that's how I took it. But yeah, how'd you take it?
I think he did say to her she's gonna have an episode or she's gonna have something, and because she had a brain tumor, I'm wondering if she's gonna have something like a stroke or maybe an aneurysm, or I kind of took it as that she's gonna have something happen and like they're gonna have a diminished quality of life after that episode.
Mm-hmm.
So, and considering that she just dealt with a brain tumor, it's very likely, and her age and all of that, I think,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's very likely. So, I'd be curious to see what happens with her because, you know, um, that's a pretty specific thing to say is going to be happening. But like I said, her father did pass away, and that might even put um,
Mm-hmm.
more of a challenge to her maintaining good health because as we know, like grief, especially in elderly folks, can like really compromise their physical health as well. So I think, but I also think you're right though. I think his message to her was you need to work, she's doing the best she can, and maybe you need to make peace with it because you might not get the opportunity to fix it after this because she might
Mm-hmm.
be unable to really do that with you. So I think, you know, um, prayers for Bronwyn's family because, the transition with your parents is never an easy one.
No, it's not. And condolences, Bronwyn. If Bronwyn's listening, watching, listen, or anybody else she knows, condolences definitely. Sorry for your loss.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then she came back, upset while Angie and Lisa going at it. They just ignore her and her crying. Everybody else rallying with her, holding her up because she got some not so great news from Mr. Terrence over there. And again, Angie and Lisa just kept going. They just said, well, whatever. And they just going back to personal insults. Like, dang. You know?
It's true. Just like you said, whatever. Let's get back to it.
They did. It was like, oh, okay.
I know. It's true. It was such a funny cut back and forth of like people having these readings or trying to come in to have a reading and they're like fighting out there and like Terrence has got to just like roll with it, like
Mhm.
funny. It's funny. The only thing I have to say is, Mary, Mary, you don't need to be like the devil is spoken through these people. Like, soothsayer, like, stop your insults. I don't appreciate that. That's the only thing I gotta say. Mary, considering your congregation speaks in tongues, which is, an ancient form of light language, like, it's all metaphysical. Like, that's not cool. Get it together. Don't insult us.
So
Terrence
then
didn't come to be a conduit of the devil. I
there
think
it is.
Angie and Lisa might have, but no, I'm kidding.
Well, it's the religion.
I know.
It's how she believes.
Yes, but I think that we can all believe what we believe, but not need to denigrate anybody else.
Okay, I'm gonna say this, and it's not in defense of or against you. What it sound to me, it's like I don't think she means it in that way. That's just her way in her worship. It pretty much goes against her worship, and it's called whatever it's called. Again, I'm not on her side or going against you, but I see your point. But I just don't want to make it seem like I'm sticking up for her because I see it differently than you, and I'm not trying to change your point of view on it either. But or maybe because I come from that religion, I'm speaking like this, but I understand people's differences more than Mary does. And I probably would, I the most definitely would not have said that in reference to the psychic readings because I enjoy them. So I'm just trying to, I guess I'm just trying to make sense of it all because her way is this and it's not that, and it sounds offensive. I just don't think she's trying to be offensive is what I'm really trying to say.
Well, I respect what I think, and I can agree if like we're able to like express the thought that we're both struggling to do so. I understand a traditional Christian religion would be somewhat weird. Like there's some ancient ignorance going on. Women were burned at the stake for witchcraft. Like this kind of stuff can sometimes be considered, if people are very super traditional or conservative in their beliefs, that is a challenge to their Christianity. I do understand that. I just think that, especially considering that Mary's church is accused of taking their parishioners' money and embezzlement, and she married her step granddaddy, and her grandma thinks that she and Mary are actually prophets of God. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, it's a little bit laughable to me that she would maintain this ignorant statement and be comfortable with it. I'm like, that is the pot and the kettle, ma'am. Ma'am. Glass houses, please. But I do understand that, like, she was just, because of her traditional Christian background in, like, her ministry, it made her uncomfortable. I get it.
Yeah.
I just wish she could have just been like, it makes me uncomfortable. And I also think it's funny she called him a soothsayer. I mean, it is funny, but like for the spiritual community, whatever, Mary.
Yeah, it's that old,
Mm-hmm.
the way of the old. It's like, girl, it's first of all, don't nobody say that no more. And and like I said, it's a way to convey things without sounding offensive
Mm-hmm.
towards folks or towards something that means so much to a whole lot of people. So it's just, in my opinion, she can be a lot more politically correct when she's dealing with things that are, different from her.
And let me
So,
tell you something. There could be the devil speaking the words of the Lord. We have seen so many people in the church that are fueled by the devil.
yeah,
Okay, so anyway, that was just a.
we all know who Lucifer was. Hello.
So yeah, but I think that that Terrence trying to read Mary might be more awkward than a paper cut. I don't know. So
Girl,
I kind of respect that she did that.
to be honest, uh, uh, I'm glad that she didn't participate, even though, you know,
Yeah.
one could participate, just not believe in it just for the sake of participating. But
Mm-hmm.
I guess, due to her, again, her beliefs, that's she doesn't even want to entertain it. Fine.
Yeah.
But just, don't speak so ill of things, Mary. If you listen, watch and listen. Just pick and choose how you know, say things because as you heard, he can be offensive. And we don't want to offend folks because they're different from us. That's not Christ-like, just saying.
Yeah. Although I respect that Mary cannot fake the funk. It's really funny. She cannot. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
she's funny.
So when we were talking earlier about Bronwyn, she got her, no, not
Right.
Bronwyn, we're done with her, Lisa. So in order for them to stop the bleeding of the arguing, they forced Lisa to get her girl, just go and get red, because we're sick
Right.
and tired of y'all.
Right.
Who we sick of y'all? Go over there, ding, 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 ring the bell. So, like we just said, Terrence picked up on some angst. That's not the hizzy. And she immediately put on her shades because she's emotional. And of course, production got some footages of them going back and forth, like I said. Where is homeboy? Is he gonna live with us? He's gonna be on his own. I want him here, I want him there, and this, that, and the third. And they just Lisa mentioned that their marriage isn't perfect. That whole we know that. What else is going on? Hell, ain't nobody nothing perfect. How about that? What's going on, Heifer? Well, I think something may transpire because I'm real curious to know. Well, who's paying the Amex since this is episode 5? Now I want to know who paying that. If it wasn't John, who paid the Amex, girl? Who paying the Amex?
I
Do you want to know who
I
paid the Amex?
well, I was just gonna say I heard that Lisa just gets worse from here on out. So
Oh.
I don't want to know who pays yet, but I think I might by some kind of like I think we might be headed there because this is just apparently not her season.
Girl. Yeah, because she's the villain this season, since
Yeah,
season 1. Girl,
I guess so.
what else happened, child? Oh, and then Angie's next because they can't have them in the same place at the same time. Soon as Lisa
Right.
come, Angie, we don't want to hear nothing else. You next. Go
Yeah,
in there.
switch, flip. Yeah.
And he's letting her know, oh, okay, there's another business opportunity, and she couldn't believe it because she hasn't told anybody else but the lamppost and Electra and her husband and maybe her daddy too, I forget. So it's about a sunglasses, a line or something like that. And so she was, curious and surprised to know that he was reading her about that, about the other business opportunity. Do we need any more? They can't think of nothing else to push and pedal besides what we already got. How different are these sunglasses? That's all I
Well,
want to
let me just tell you something. I used to work for an eye doctor, and
know.
we
Okay.
had like the whole, eyeglass boutique. The
Mm-hmm.
frames that the Gucci frames that you pay $400 for
Mm-hmm.
sunglasses come from the same manufacturer as the $60 ones, and like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
there's a certain level of quality where you are only paying for the label. You are not paying for a better level of
Same thing
sunglasses.
with them purses that they were talking about
Right.
several months
Yes.
ago.
So, hey, and Angie, if you can get $250 for a 25 pair, dollar pair of sunglasses, go right ahead. Maybe you won't, you'll be able to put a price reduction on your house to sell it so you can pay back the soup man or whoever the soup guy, all that. So, hey,
Now, if she knew better, she would price them low, because Shaq has made a killing with his shoes down to the Walmart. There was this basketball player also who has shoes down to the Walmart. Stoudemire, I think, isn't it? Amari Stoudemire. I think he also had some economical costing tennis shoes. I want to say another product, but I can't recall exactly. That's how you do it. You market to everybody, not just a certain elite of people, because you want more people to purchase your product. Hello? May not be in Walmart, but give us some, some deal, especially with what's going on in this society. Hello?
Mm-hmm.
Who are you trying to target? USA or somebody else? Because if it's USA, you better bring it on down to $75. Just saying. And it better be cute. I mean, not just that. I mean, I haven't seen any sunglasses that's worth really buying. That's like, oh, yeah, something real fashionable. Yeah, I don't know. All I know is if she comes out with it, it better be something different.
We shall see.
Girl, what else my notes say, child? Who else got red? What's her name? Meredith. Did she get red?
She did, and he just said, "Don't trust somebody as they're talking about you."
There you go.
And it was like, yeah, we already addressed that. She wants to believe Lisa. She didn't bring up anything specific, and Angie was more interested in fighting about her issues than, Meredith. So there we go. I thought that was kind of a nothing burger.
Okay, yeah, because I forgot about her thing all in my, ain't nothing here about Meredith except for her confronting Lisa. So, girl, thank you.
Ta-da!
Now, the most interesting that we still ain't heard what the heck went on was Heather. She kept that on the hush. She got emotional and just cracked joke, and we moved on to something else. I want to know what the hell was said.
Mm-hmm.
Child. But then the humdinger was Whitney. Soon as she sat down, she started crying. She has a lot on her shoulders, y'all. We gonna give Whitney a little grace. She was a hostess also, and they had a lot more going back and forth in her session than anybody else, because she was towards the end, and that's when folks are getting fed up. Lisa left. Mary left. She got fed up arguing. She was trying to calm folks down with Angie, and Angie wasn't trying to hear her. And Mary's so mad she had to put a clip in her hair because she was sweating and she couldn't. Girl, that's probably why she left to get her hair taken care of, because it looked a little off with that clip on the side. Anyway,
Mary's reaction was off. Like, God, you got a lot of smoke. Like, Angie is. You are not so powerful that you can calm her down. Everyone was exasperated, including you. I don't know why you're so damn offended that you weren't the voice of reason, but I do, because you're Mary. Okay, like, I get it. Mary is sensitive and takes things very personally. But yeah, that was hilarious with Mary and the bobby pin trying to yell at Angie to calm her down.
Girl.
I know.
Yeah, Whitney's business acumen and risk, and pretty much communication is bad with her and Justin. And she said she was mad at him for investing in her business. I'm like, bitch. I was shocked to hear that. It's like, are you mad that he listened to you? Or are you mad that he was supporting you?
Well, I think
all that means that's what he was doing. What exactly? I didn't.
I think, and I could be wrong. I probably need to go watch it, and I don't want to rewatch it. I think she was trying to say that he was never really interested in Wild Rose Beauty, and then when he invested, like, I know they turned it into the Soul Group, right? Which is, I think they were
Mhm.
accused of being a multi-level marketing scheme, which is something that he has a background in and he came from. So I kind of wondered if maybe she hasn't really quite revealed this yet, but she's pissed at him for the way he restructured her businesses and tanked it because nobody wanted to be
Oh.
involved in an MLM situation where they were buying her jewelry and then selling it themselves.
Now I missed it. Now that makes
That
sense.
was my inference on kind of what has been going down, and then like trying to figure out exactly what she was trying to say there. So,
Because it could work both ways. Most folks' minds work. How could you invest in my business? You should have not listened to me. I can hear that argument.
yeah.
But then again, what you said is a lot more logical and makes a lot more sense. Because I was like, what the hell is she mad at?
Yeah, I think so. And I mean, he said to her next time we shouldn't invest all in the way that we did. She might, I don't know. It wasn't specific enough for me to go beyond the speculation that I just did,
You know,
where the way they restructured it pissed her off.
you're on to something because he did say next time we will restructure it differently. You're on to something.
Right? Yeah. So, like I said,
Mm-hmm.
and MLMs are very out of favor right now. Nobody wants that LuLaRoe, nobody wants that skincare, nobody wants that, no one wants in on that.
Well, now this part was interesting, y'all. If this wasn't true life, if this was not the humdinger of, if you don't listen to Terrence, something's wrong with you. When he told Angie when she got read that I see a horse of, and there's, a sickness or an injury, something he said regarding that. And lo and behold, the horse that Lisa gave to her daughter, because a figurine type of thing that Angie brought back in that tub of keepsakes that Lisa gave to her as she wanted to give back to Lisa. When Angie got mad after Lisa left and she left the keepsakes there that Angie brought to her, Angie was mad, yelling, I'm sick of being bullied by Lisa, picked up the horse and threw it and broke the leg off the horse. And then in the confessional, Mary was like, now see, Terrence was right. Something
That's
happened
what
to the
made it
horse.
funny. See, that's what, what I forgot. See, now I have to kind of forgive her for calling him a soothsayer. That was funny. Just see, Mary, that was funny.
I mean, let's hope that's what he was talking about because we don't want Electric getting hurt on the horse.
Yes,
No.
that was funny. Mary, you crack me up with your uncanny humor. It's true. I mean, there's nobody like Mary.
Girl. So, it'll be real interesting to see Whitney and Justin because I think before this season aired, there was rumblings that divorce was being discussed or they were separated.
Yeah, I know Whitney's been maybe like on the bubble, or some people have been like she could go or whatever. I appreciate how she's kind of navigating and carrying herself this season. I feel like she's being vulnerable. She's talking about stuff. Like, I'm here for it. She's a woman who's admitting that she's had a big failure and is kind of trying to redefine herself. I like it.
I think everyone except for Meredith has a strong case of returning for season 7.
Yeah. Yeah. Meredith only has bad fashion and weak arguments so far.
The hell she had on, I don't know. But that whole thing, the whole episode. And why the hell's Brittany called? Oh, I'm gonna call Jared back to see you mind. Everybody's like, girl, don't call that man. Even Heather's like, you supposed to wait 30 days. How long's it been? 24 hours.
It's just stupid.
Girl. And that's what we said earlier, how Brahman pretty much hung up on something. All right, Jared, bye, boy. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Listen, there's not too many things I feel totally comfortable being like, you're stupid. This is that's one of them.
Girl. But for the most part, I enjoyed the episode. Oh, now I
Yes.
want to talk something. Let me chug this water real quick. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, I like to see the nuance. I like to see both sides. We know this. I'll challenge myself sometimes and be like, look at it another way. And I'm standing by you, stupid.
See, go with your first mind. Try to tell you that
Yep.
works. Salt Lake City, y'all got a hit on y'all's hands. Y'all know it. And now that Karen is back, we gonna get some more excitement out of Potomac, other than the Ocephos. Child,
There's plenty of excitement. There's plenty.
I just felt so disappointed. Like Wendy and Eddie, what? Doing what? Now, of course, they're innocent until proven guilty. That's number one. At the same time, the evidence is strong AF.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not the burglary scene. I'm talking about the other stuff. The returns of the so-called stolen merchandise. They got them on film. They got them on print, wearing the items. But the email Eddie sent to Wendy, girl, who pads their home insurance on a claim to match the entire loss of the home? That's the part I'm like, wait a minute. I thought about it. I said, he wants her to get the full amount, but that's the whole house.
Yeah.
At some point they should have changed or upgraded or updated their policy as they're purchasing items. That's where they messed up, in my opinion. But if they're maxed out, then that means they should stop buying and pay off their debt.
I think they messed up with this great Muppet caper a lot earlier. So yeah. But Salt Lake City.
Back to Salt Lake. Yeah.
I mean, I agree with you. You're right. I don't it don't look good. Innocent until proven guilty, but woo, both of you, woo, it don't look good. But yeah, Salt Lake City, it was a cute little episode,
Yes, it was. Now you said earlier there's the preview for next week said what with Whitney and Heather, was it?
No, Angie and Heather,
Angie
and
and Heather.
they meet on they talk on FaceTime about what went down, and
Oh, okay.
Angie does bring up some good points, but we'll have to get into that next episode.
All right, y'all. You heard it from Aaron. We're gonna talk about that next episode, child. That was it. We hope y'all enjoyed it. We hope you come back. And we're just gonna keep this thing rolling. Don't forget, we have Orange County review coming at the end of the week. Also, we got news that Southern Charm is coming back in about a month, around November 19th. So look out for us reviewing that, as well as Selling Sunset. That's coming through. We haven't gotten a release date yet. Hopefully,
I think it's the 29th or something like that. It's the end of the month. Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. Breaking news.
Coming soon.
Selling Sunset is back. Oh, I want to. Oh, we need Christine back, child. I'm sorry, Christine.
Yeah, they do need to bring her back. She was the best villain they had on that show. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Even though she was over the top, she knew the assignment.
Girl.
But she seems like she's in a hell of a mess with that guy.
Is that over yet?
I don't think so. No, I think
Oh,
yeah.
I'm gonna say this, even though she's the villain. Peace and blessings to you, because you didn't deserve what he did, and for him hitting the baby while he mad at you, I don't know what I do. I don't know if I'll be in jail or what. Because y'all listen. If you know, you know. But
Yeah. I have a
girl,
friend. Yeah, they might be out in the desert trying to find your body.
girl.
Just saying.
Hmm. But y'all, okay. So back to
Yeah. We
so just
have
letting
great
y'all know what's coming
things.
down the pipeline with us.
Yes.
And it's some more things that's coming down out of Ray's review. We're gonna we or I will be doing some newer things coming through by the end of the year. So keep up with me by don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Make sure the bell is black. Click the like button so it can be in more spaces and places and time. And don't forget to share and comment. Thanks again for those who came through. Richie B, thanks for coming through. We enjoyed you. Don't be a stranger next time we come on. And before we go, please let us know where we can find you when you ain't talking ish with me.
You can find me on Instagram and Threads, psychic_ELB, like you see on my display. And you can also catch me on Facebook, Psychic Erin Boyd. Please hit me up in the DMs if you would like to get a reading.
There
It'll be
you go.
better than Terrence. Not that he was bad, but no, I'm just
Hey.
kidding. I'm just kidding. It'll be at least Terrence level.
Y'all, thanks again. We really appreciate you coming through, and we'll catch you next time. Bye, y'all. Ray, ray, all day. Ray, ray, all day.